the challenge for April, set by Steve the Transit Camper, myself, in collaboration with Big Jace, is to go and camp wherever you want, a stealth camp, pick any location, more interesting the better obviously, and then what you need to do is make one bushcraft item. Hey guys, yeah, that's where I started, down there, and now I'm about an hour into the trek for this video. Thanks for clicking on it. This video is brought to you by the Stealth Camping Alliance. I was going to duck out of this one because I'd like to do it, but where I live it's not really a viable option. Imagine a national park, a protected national park, where you're not even allowed to camp, on an island surrounded by a ring road, and that's where I live. I can't even camp, I can't have a fire, so doing bushcraft is pretty hard. But I come up with a good idea. The plan is to find somewhere nice to camp, hopefully with some water. I'm going down to a place called Los Lagos, and if you're lucky, this time of year there might be a little river there, and hopefully I can find somewhere to camp around there. Thank you for all the lovely comments on my last video, very motivating, and I'm now like over 300 subscribers, so thanks for that as well, all the new subs. And also congratulations Uncle Hugh for winning the bridge camping challenge, stealth camping challenge. But now I'm going to go hopefully find some water and find somewhere to camp. What an absolute dream. So luckily there was some water up here, so this is where I'm going to camp. I've walked off from the path a good 500 meters, so shouldn't get caught, nice and stealthy. This is a stealth camp, and thanks for this challenge, because this is probably the best stealth camp location I've ever been at. We've got the little stream here, you can hear. I've got two big nice trees here to hang my hammock. There's flowers everywhere. It's all green, birds chirping. Evie loves it, don't you, Evie? Yes, I do. I love this area. It's so beautiful. Evie likes it. I almost can't be bothered to make a video. I just want to sit here and enjoy it. But I must make some bushcraft stuff. First, let's go over my bushcraft kit, because I don't actually have a bushcraft anything. I did order a knife, but it didn't arrive in time, so all I've got for my bushcraft kit is a knife. It's serrated, so it's not really good for bushcraft. Just paracords, cotton thread, that's all I've got. So let's see how many trinkets we can make with all this gear. Oh dear, here's one I prepared earlier. What you do is you just make a loop, turn it up on itself, you pull this through, put this stick through there like so, and you pull that down like that, throw the stick through there, and then look at that, bushcraft item number one, the bag hanger, the simple version. But I'm not actually going to leave my bag there because there's all sap coming off that tree. So if I was to leave my bag there right now, it would get covered in sap, which is not what we want. So I'm going to take it down. But if you didn't have a sappy tree and you had wet ground, this is a great solution. and fast and easy. Okay, now we're down at the river, the stream I mean, it's just here. And another useful bushcraft tip is, imagine like today, it's quite warm, 23, 24 degrees, and you've got your ultralight wine with you, but you don't want warm wine. So what you can do, again, you can get your nifty paracord, tie a loop in it, and thread that through like that, okay? Nice and secure. Then you can chuck it in the water and keep it cold. What you could do then is you tie another loop, and you'd get a stone like this, you'd wrap it round, okay, pull that thread through there, and then you get a stick. This is called a toggle stick. You cinch it down, that there now is hooked onto that stone, you see, and then you could put this at the river bank. So I think there we have 2 more trinkets, so we're already on 3. We've got the toggle on here, which is actually the way that I'm going to hold down my tarp later, because you can't get pegs in this ground. So every corner of my tarp is going to have a little stone like this with a toggle, like the same method I've done there, and I lie that down, and then I get a big rock and I put it there, so it pushes against here, and then I can pull my tarp out. That is very essential if you're trying to peg anything down in a rocky area. This toggle method, essential. Well, a lot has happened since I last spoke to you. I've put my hammock up between these 2 trees. My straps aren't quite long enough, so I thought I've got quite a bit of paracord with me. I'm going to double that up and see what happens. Well, as you can see, it didn't go down too well. Unfortunately, I didn't film it, so I've got to move camp now. So there's another couple of trees that are closer together, a bit close to the path. It's a shame really, because it's not next to this little stream. But do not use paracord, even if you double it up, to hold your hammock, because it won't, okay? So we're all set up. This new location isn't bad. It's a bit closer to the path than I would like, but look, this is the closest the path is here, this shot, boom. You really have to be looking to be able to see it, to be honest. So we should be good. And tomorrow is Easter, so I don't think there's going to be many people all the way up here, because most people are with their families. There was a couple little bushcraft techniques I used setting up my tarp. There you go, look at this. Very simple. I've got my guy line going over this rock, and then just in case it's windy, I've put this bit of dead wood here to protect the cable from breaking, the guy line. Nifty. Here you can see clearly where I've used a toggle to attach my guy line to a tree. You see? That is bushcraft. And that is the last of the bushcraft for today. I'm going to catch up with you tomorrow, Easter, and we're going to see what other crafts we can do. Good morning guys, happy Easter. So first bushcraft crafts of the day are done. We made a little fireplace and lit a fire with a flint and steel. Like I said, I can't have fires here, so that's as bushcraft fireplace as it's going to get, unfortunately. But I did forget to show you another bushcraft item I made last night with a dead bit of tree, another guy line trick. You can see there I wanted to raise it up a bit, so I used a dead bit of tree and it raised it up. So yeah, another crafting. On to the next with this knife. Ivy, watch out. Now the fun part. Got that hook there, hopefully that's strong enough. There you go, another bushcraft thing done. With a simple Y bracket, some paracord, a couple notches. You hang your water filter bag there, then you have it coming down on the tube straight into your bottle. You don't have to squeeze it, you don't have to hold it. Makes it easier when you need to filter water. So that's another make, guys. I call it a coat hanger. What you can do, put it on there. Look at that. Perfect. Just 2 sticks tied together, and then a little carabiner, and we have a coat hanger, bushcraft style. On to the next. Don't know what knot I'm doing here, guys, because I couldn't be bothered to look up a knot for this. So I just bodge it and it will do the trick. Around there, around there, around there again. Tie it together. A simple lasheroo. There we go, guys. We built a shelter for the dog. Evie, come here. Do you like it? Yes, I do. Sit. Oh, she's not listening to me. Okay, and now we're going to start the hard bushcraft. What I call ladies bushcraft. Here, last week, I had to come and collect pine needles, not any pine needles, long pine needles. I spent like 3 hours and I ended up with this many pine needles. You see, I had to get them wet as well, soak them in water overnight. And here they are, so they're flexible. So, I'm going to check back in with you, hopefully, when I've got this going. Well, I think I've got the hardest bit done, the start. Look, you can see something is starting to form. But what is it? Is it a snail? We don't know. The wind is picking up, but finally I've finished my grand finale of bushcraft, and it is this. And what is that, you might ask? Well, it's made out of pine needles. It took me about an hour or 2 hours, more or less. It was a very boring process. Cheers.